Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be unboxing and we're going to be taking a look inside the Simagic TB-1 handbrake. So let's get to it. Alright then, so I purchased this from my friend Dave, who bought it from Race Anywhere, and the current price at the moment for Race Anywhere is £180 plus postage. So let's get into it. Dave used it just once or twice and then decided he wouldn't need it, so I thought, great, this will do me. This is the one that I was wanting to get. So we got some hardware and, as usual, lots of stickers and more stickers. Got a quick start guide, if you want to see that, which covers the adjustments. And so this is all CNC machined aluminium, and I did put it on the scales, and with the handle it is 1.28 kilograms. So quite a chunky, substantial unit. It comes with two elastomers. This will be the one that's installed out of the box. This is the soft one, and there's a spring in there as well. So we've got a USB Type A to Type C cable. Got a nicely machined handle, which actually feels very, very nice. Then the elastomer, and then the handbrake. This has a load cell in it, which is rated up to 100 kilograms, and in the hand it feels feels so well made. Now you've got two ways of mounting it: either going in from the top if you've got a profile rig, so that you can just go straight into T-nuts on your left side of your rig, or the right side if that's the way that you've got it set up. Or you can go in from the bottom, which is what I'm going to be doing here to mount it next to my shifter. Now these four holes don't all line up on the Next Level Racing plate, so the spacing between the front and back holes is slightly different to the shifter, because I was able to get 4 bolts into the shifter. This, you can only get 2 in on this plate, but you can get diagonally, you can get that and that one, or that and that one. So you want it to be angled very slightly anyway, so that you're kind of pulling it towards you. Right, so let's have a look inside. Some 2mm Allen bolts. Now this is how you get into the elastomer. And so at the moment this has got the hard elastomer in it. So to lift this off, it takes a fair bit of force, so just be mindful of that, just be careful. There we go. Then you can see the elastomer and the spring. Now I know that Dave said to me he'd put a slightly stiffer spring in there, so yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that. Now if you want to take out the elastomer that comes with it and then put this hard one in, it's relatively easy to do. You just undo that big bolt there, that slides out, and then the assembly's just sitting there then. And you should be able to get your finger under there and lift it up. But putting the firmer elastomer in is a bit more difficult, and I'll show you now. It's a little bit more tricky to get this out as well. So let me show you what I mean. It's kind of similar setup to what you see on an RC car, the way their shocks and springs work, except they'll have dampers, fluid-filled dampers that you change the oil in to change the damping. But yeah, they'll have a ball joint at both ends to allow articulation. So it's yeah, it's quite similar to. There's a lot of sim racing gear that reminds me a lot of RC car stuff and RC helicopters in the way that they're constructed. There's also two ways to mount this handle. So you could mount this vertically if you're on a profile rig on your upright, and then switch this handle round so it's sticking up. Or you can have it horizontally like this, how I'm going to do it, but you can also then switch that round and have it horizontally like a regular road car. So that's another way of doing it. You just undo these bolts and then you switch it round, and then that's that. So let's, now that we've done that, it's going to be quite hard to get this out of here. I can just about do it, but it's quite hard. Yeah, it moves, but yeah, don't use any kind of pry bar in here because there is a circuit board down there. I've seen people also take this out by pushing down on it so that everything drops inside. I personally wouldn't do that because of the circuit board under there. So what I think is probably the best way to do this is to just undo this bolt on each side, and this is where the handle pivots. Seems to have reached a point where it might not be undoing because the centerpiece I think might be spinning. Oh no, we're good. It is coming out. So I'm going to put it on its side so that it's there. There we go, so that nothing drops in. Okay. There's one washer still hiding. There we go. So here's your elastomer. Spring assembly, and then this piece presses up against the load cell, which you should be able to see in there, and then you can see that there is the circuit board there and some cables. Right, so now that this can slide in and out, if you want to reassemble it and put a different elastomer in, slide this back over the load cell. Excuse me. Start to slide the bolt in, and the washer and the elastomer. Start pushing it further in now so that it's held in place by the bolt. There we go. That's everything. That's everything in there. Excuse me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Allen key in this bolt. Now all you need to do is to slide this assembly towards the thread, start to thread it, and then once the slack is taken up, just keep going. Because this main bolt will eventually hit its stop, and you don't need to over tighten it, just make sure it hits the stop and then just nip it up. There we go. So that's now all assembled, and you've got a little bit of wiggle room now with this. So you'll see as I move this back and forth now, it lines up with the hole. And you can put the side bolts back in that are on the side. So that there we go. There we are. Just nip them up. There we go. Now it's assembled. Now this is going to be fairly hard to push down, so just push on it as firmly as you can, and these two screws should just about manage to get hold of the thread. And then as you're tightening these, it'll pull the plate into position. There we go. Yeah, and that's it. Let's just add this handle. And that's it. There's no point in trying to pull this while it's on the bench, because you won't be able to move it, at least not with this elastomer in it. And there we are. So next thing to do is I'll get this bolted. It's going to be something like that at an angle, so it'll pull towards me. And yeah, we'll give it a go. So I'll get this mounted and we'll get to the rig. Right, so here we are. Now I've downloaded Simagic's software. This is SimPro Manager, and any Simagic gear that you've got will come up here. You can see the H pattern shifter and the handbrake light are lit up green, so that shows that it's picked them up. So here you can. I didn't need to calibrate this, but you can calibrate it. It'll just show you going through the gears, but what we want to see is. So this is the handbrake. Now, I've got it mounted in it's a bit of a stretch to reach it, so it's not in the most intuitive place, but I'm pretty limited to how I can mount it on this rig. But I've got the shifter and the handbrake next to each other, and that shows there. If I pull it to say 80% and hold it there, it doesn't reduce. It's consistent. It stays where you hold it, so it's not like the thing that goes on with their pedals where the elastomers relax. Yeah, seems to work perfect. And you can add a little bit of dead zone at the bottom or the top. And if you want to calibrate it, you just click this, leave it in the resting position, click start, and then pull this to wherever you want 100% to be. So I've done it about there. And there we go. The flex that you can see down here when pulling the handbrake isn't anything to do with the shifter, it's just the rig, it's the mount, it's got a bit of flex in it. Okay, let's go. So I just briefly jumped into Dirt Rally, and it's fun. So I jumped in the Mark II Escort. So when I did a bit of rallying in the 90s, this was my car of choice. It feels so good sitting in this. Some great memories. Right, got my gloves on. So I'm using the Cammus C12 with it, and Dirt Rally picked it up straight away. It's really easy to calibrate, and we are away. So I've got this in H pattern. Oh, have a listen to that. Yeah, I'll just bump up the volume a little bit in OBS, just so you. There we go. All right, let's go for a little drive. Just little gentle pulls of it. It's very progressive. Oh, this is so much fun. Sit and do this all day.
This feels so good. You can't really change the field of view very much in this. Well, you can, but your seated position, that's the only amount you got to play with, so I don't feel like I'm in the right place, but yeah. So yeah, it works absolutely brilliant. I've tried a couple of stages. Tried some, went out in the Mini for a laugh. And it was a lot of fun, but this is just like... Oh, excellent. I never knew this was on Dirt Rally before, this kind of place where you can just sort of wander around and, you know, practice. Oh, there's a little figure of 8 here. Oh, absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, Handbrake works amazing, and combined with the shifter, they're kind of a matching set. And I'll just switch to the thing. So this is how I've got them mounted on the Next Level Racing GT track. And this plate, I've got it angled a little bit towards me. That was as much as I could angle it, so that yeah, it's not in a bad place. Just a bit of I have to stretch a fair bit. So yeah, I'm gonna try these on the other rig, and I'll be able to put them exactly where I want it, cause, on a profile rig. But yeah, great combo. This shifter and handbrake just unlocks so much potential fun in things like Dirt Rally or EAWRC. Shame it's got that flex in the mount, but yeah, brilliant. Now I'm going to go and do some rallying. I've got to now, so I'll let you guys go, and I shall see you soon. So let's just switch back to here. Yeah, great combo, absolutely great combo. So thanks for coming, and take care. Bye.